I'm Jaden from Tona, and today I'm going to give you the lowdown on how we get the sushi rice all washed and prepped, and then how we mix it so that we can make some tight, delicious sushi. The first thing is making sure the rice cooker's prepped. It needs the net in it to prevent the rice from burning and sticking to the bottom of the rice cooker. The next step is to accurately measure the rice. So this means figuring out how much rice we need for the shift, and then making sure that I'm hitting the fill lines correctly. The third step is to rinse all of the starch out of the rice so it doesn't stick together or become too gummy. Another thing you have to keep in mind when working with rice is that there's different crops. So there's old crops which don't have as much water in them because they've spent more time drying, and new crops which have more water in the rice, so you don't need to add as much water to those crops. So that's something that we take into consideration when we're adding how many cups of water you need to do. So sometimes the water might be more and it might be less. It also depends on the weather. So if there's more moisture in the air, or if it's hot outside, that dictates how much water we're going to put into the rice. I'm going to add some kombu, which is a type of seaweed that is a little bit thicker than what you would use for the seaweed that you use to make sushi. And basically this will just season the water in the rice so that when it cooks, it'll have more of a depth of flavor, which complements the sushi really well. The last step is to wrap everything gently with the net. Part of mixing the rice is making sure the fan's turned on, and check that the rice is translucent. This is the hungari, so this is just where the rice goes to mix it. And now this part, I have to start moving kind of fast because this is really important. This is a mixture of vinegar, salt, and sugar. I'm just gonna do a little bit for right now to see how the rice reacts, because I might have to add more or less vinegar depending on the way this starts to look and feel. So I'm breaking up all the clumps. Now I flip it over, because all of the vinegar settled to the bottom, I need to put it back on top. Now this fan is helping the vinegar kind of evaporate off the rice. That's why the heat's important, so you have to work fast. Each step to the rice cooking process is very calculated and thought out because the rice is the most important part of sushi. If the rice isn't good, your sushi won't be good. So the texture, the quality of the rice, the way that it's cooked through the seasoning and the seasoning while it's cooking, those are all really small components that make a larger whole, and that is what makes the food here at Tona really successful, is good rice. You can spread it very easily, it doesn't fight against you. It's just a real pleasure to work with, you know?
Yeah, looks like you.
Thank you.
Good.
It looks good.
Good job.
Like, if you can't see all the grains, that's some sad rice. You want to be able to see all of the individual pieces of rice. Don't squish them too much. You're just tickling them. That's what we say.